Hey guys, OgreBarberian here, back for another in-depth look. And this time we're going to take a look at the new and improved, reworked Swamp Thing. So first thing of note, Swamp Thing's gear set went from physical tank to now a physical support, which actually gives him more speed but a little bit less survivability overall, and it also gives him a boost to his strength a little bit. So at max, his speed will be 85 at gear 11. Swamp Thing's basic attack, damage to an enemy, apply 1 mend and 3% to true overheal to up to 5 random targets. And after playing with this, it is entirely random. It does include him in the calculation as well. And from what I've heard, there is currently maybe a bug involving him targeting allies that are already dead. I haven't seen that because I haven't really had any allies die with him around, so I don't really know. Legendary upgrade for this, apply 5 critical chance ups and purge 5 debuffs on random allies. So again, this is going to be same as the other one. It's going to be a 1-for-1 kind of thing. Each critical chance up and each debuff is going to be randomly distributed. Each mend is going to be randomly distributed. So it's all very random. They can all apply to one. They can all apply all over the place. It just depends on his mood, apparently. Next up, we have Force of Nature. Light damage to all enemies. Apply 1 strength down, or 2 if an ally is mending. And the duration on this goes up to a 3-turn duration. The legendary for this, apply overheal across random allies. After speaking with hate mail a little bit, this isn't terribly large. It's probably around 5% or so. And it's randomly distributed again, so, I mean, you can't rely on it, especially if you need characters like Swamp Thing himself, who really like the overheal. Alright, then we have Verdant Coffin. Heavy damage, and apply Enrage to an enemy. And as you can see, the damage on this goes really, really high, with 4 15s and 3 20s. That's a huge number. 120% extra damage on this thing. So, very powerful. After using it a few times, it does hit very, very hard. So yeah, worth upgrading, definitely. And of course, the legendary ability, always apply heal immunity and 5 permanent bleeds. I love the always clause because it means it cannot be evaded, dodged in any way whatsoever. You're gonna get these, and it's gonna hit. You may miss the damage, may miss the enrage, but you're getting the heal immunity and bleeds. So, and 5 permanent bleeds is nothing to scoff at. Those are permanent. That's 15% damage per turn that those are active. So, highly recommend that as your first or second upgrade. Very, very good. Then we have Forever Greed, his first passive. Revive once with 30% health, and apply heavy overheal to all allies. 45% chance to also revive all allies. That chance goes up to 85%, and his health at resurrection also goes up to 40%. So, pretty good, I think. So, definitely worth powering up. The chance to randomly revive your entire team after he's been defeated, anybody that's dead before him, is really awesome. Especially since he lost a little bit of his survivability, so you're going to want to taunt for him anyway. The legendary, apply 1 awareness and 5 meds to all allies. So this is when he resurrects, he'll apply that awareness and 5 meds. So if he resurrects himself and any other players that he resurrects, they'll all get the bonuses. They'll all get the bonuses regardless of if he's the only one resurrecting. Anybody that's still alive, obviously, will get it. So, it's worth considering as an early upgrade. I personally don't want to use the resurrection, but it's definitely one of those things that if you find yourself needing it, it's a worthwhile upgrade. If you stick him into a Jessica Cruz or Deathstroke team or a Constantine team where the team kind of flourishes on ally deaths, this is a worthwhile, especially if you have taunters, or like Poison Ivy or Constantine, who can direct taunts, you know, where they want them to go, and then you can force your opponent to kill Swamp Thing after one or two of your other characters have died. You'll be able to get some good bonuses out of it that way. Swamp Thing's newest ability, they actually added a 5th skill to Swamp Thing. He did not have this before. Another passive, and it is a 5 to 12% chance at max to use Bog Spores at the end of ally turns. Chances are tripled if Swamp Thing is overhealed. Now, I know 5 to 12% sounds like garbage. It's actually 15 to 36 as long as he is overhealed, which means he gets a much better chance if paired with an Enchantress lead, which is something that I will go over, obviously. The really cool upgrade on this one, also apply 1 permanent mend to random teammate. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but healing 3% every turn, always, it adds up a lot. It's really cool, I think. And especially since the Bog Spores already does true overheal and mending, and can apply a bunch of crit ups and remove a bunch of debuffs. Like, these two together work really well to make Swamp Thing. If he's the last man standing, he is getting all of those buffs, all the debuffs removed, that permanent mend. Like, he's going to be hard to take down. Even as a non-tanky character, he's going to be really hard to take down if he's the only character left. So the more this procs, the better. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at some team comps for him, shall we? And of course, I have to start out with the Bleed team, the big boys. Aquaman, King of Atlantis as your leader, brings his stun to the party. And then you have Swamp Thing, who brings his Enrage to the party. And then Lobo, who brings his Taunt to the party. And then Chemo, who brings his Speed Downs and Silences to the party. And then you've got permanent mends with, or permanent bleeds with both Swamp Thing and Chemo. So you're gonna bleed out characters that are hard to deal with for you. You got stuns, you got silences, you got enrages, you got some good control. You got the taunt to protect everybody a little bit. You've got mends everywhere. You got mends in Aquaman's kit, mends in Swamp Thing's kit, mends in Chemo's kit, you got stamina ups in Lobo's kit. Like, these guys are just hard to take down. So, and then eventually when you do, Swamp Thing may just res them all. It's really cool. Try it. You'll probably like it. I know I will. It's the one I'm looking forward to. So remember how I said Swamp Thing, first legendary upgrade, or his basic attack legendary upgrade, applies 5 crit ups at random to allies, makes him a crit team character now. And he was already before too, if you had that legendary upgrade. So this just makes it even weirder, because now it's applying a bunch of healing too. So you got Steppenwolf, Swamp Thing, Aquamoa, and Harley Quinn quite vexing. So obviously the idea, get your crit ups, get in there, hit hard, hit fast. You got all kinds of defensive buffs with Aquamoa. Whenever somebody gets hit, they're going to gain some agility and some meter. And then Steppenwolf's gaining meter every time somebody crits. Like, Harley's gaining a bunch of buffs. Aquamoa is gaining a ton of buffs because everybody's getting buffs. And Steppenwolf just, you know, brings that pain that he brings. So, good overall team, I think. Alright, so this one is very similar to the Hero Challenge team that I was running. I've kind of figured out that the 4th slot is largely up to you kind of thing. But I figured this one actually worked well for PvP. So, Enchantress, Swamp Thing, and Bane by themselves work great in Hero Challenges. Adding Power Girl to it is what is going to make it PvP viable, I think. So, I guess I should probably talk about the team a little bit. My bad. So Enchantress starts Swamp Thing and Bane with Overheal so they can start proccing their bonus attacks. Power Girl's going to overheal anyway. Bane is going to mend and overheal anyway. Bane wants the mends. Swamp Thing can provide them. Every time Swamp Thing heals Enchantress, she's going to get bonus attacks. So there's bonus attacks all over the freaking place. And of course, you've got Power Girl's Taunt, who has a Retaliate. Like, there's just attacks flying everywhere. These guys aren't terribly fast, but they're going to get the job done eventually, and they're going to be hard to take down just because of the amount of healing that they have. Alright, next one. Another crit-based team. This one's actually more of a strength-down team. So you've got Green Arrow, Emerald Archer as your leader, Green Arrow Castaway, Swamp Thing, and Star Sapphire. Now, the idea with this one is that Emerald Archer Green Arrow, his leadership provides agility down, strength down, meter down, pretty much everything you could possibly want in a control team. You've got Green Arrow Castaway, whose AoE can also meter down your opponent. And then also his basic purges, so that's really good and handy. Star Sapphire and Swamp Thing both pass around mends like candy, and oh my gosh, just playing with this a little bit in the Hero Challenge, and Swamp Thing and Star Sapphire synergize so well if you have Star Sapphire's passive upgrade, to where if somebody gains a buff, they'll get an amend, and then she'll get an amend also. Which means that every time Swamp Thing basic attacks, he'll pass out the 5 mends and true overheals, and then Star Sapphire has a chance to pass out 5 mends and gain 5 mends. So in theory, she could have 15 mends on her in one turn. That is kind of ridiculous to me. Not only that, but you've got strength down all over the place. So I think that's your best key here. And the key, obviously, is the mending trigger Swamp Thing's additional strength down. So, alright, this one's a little bit more of a survivability team as well. You got Medfill lead, Swamp Thing, Mara, and Poison Ivy. And the idea here is that Poison Ivy can direct taunts, while Mara and Medfill grant damage immunity for those taunts. Medfill also grants meter up. Mara also grants meter up. Pretty much, as long as you have those upgrades for Mara and Medfill, you're going to be doing a lot of dumbness with damage immunity, taunting, and mending everywhere. Everybody's going to be full overheal like all the time, probably. Everybody's going to be at full shield, probably, because Medfill hands that out with meter. Mara is going to hand out meter with her whenever anybody mends, with her slipstream upgrade. Like, I'm actually excited that the Mara Hero Challenge is coming, because her and Swamp Thing are going to be buddies. And I think... Nope, that was all I got. Alright, so let me know what you all think. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. As always, enjoy and grind on.